Welcome to the Georgie Fake Show. I'm your host, Georgie Fakes. As you saw in the title, we're going to talk about Thor Love and Thunder. I just got out of the movie theaters and I saw the film. And let me tell you, it's really good. This is not as bad as I thought it was going to be. And the reason why is, if you're like me, you've been disappointed with Phase 4 completely. Or most of everything has been a disappointment. The only good things we've gotten out of Phase 4, honestly, is Spiderman Noway Home, Moon Knight, Loki, and Miss Marvel. I've actually really enjoyed Miss Marvel up to now. So by the time I post this, it might be the next day, which is Friday. But I really want to talk about a non-spoiler review of this film. So before I get started today, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, notification bell, so you know when my videos are uploaded. And you know what? Follow my Instagram. Yes, it's the same name as my YouTube. It's Georgie Fix. I post there almost every single day. And you can even contact me if you have any questions or concerns there. Let's get started.
Thor Love and Thunder, rated PG-13.
Going into this film, I really thought it was going to be bad because of the reviews. IGN gave it a 7 and some other, I don't remember what it is, but I'm going to try to find it and put it on here, gave it a 6 out of 10. And I just thought, wow, literally Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness was bad. This might be just as bad or worse. I would have been really disappointed because I really enjoyed Ragnarok and I thought it's one of the best Marvel movies they have or had at that point, right? No Way Home took that throne away, to be honest. So you know what, for this video, I'm gonna give you a list of things I liked and disliked. And at the very end, I'll give you my rating for this film. And you tell me after you watch it if you agree with me or not. So let's get started with the list. So my likes, number 1. This film has a lot of humor, to be honest.
The one that got away.
The one that got away.
That means escaped.
Must be hard for you to see your ex-girlfriend and your ex-hammer hanging out and getting on so well.
And if you like Thor Ragnorck, you're gonna like this film. It's the same director, same everybody, Taika Waititi. So he comes back and he directs this film. He also plays Gorg. So, you know, he was a fan favorite in that film and he's a fan favorite in this movie still. I don't know what he does, but he's just funny. I don't know why. He's just a likable character for some reason.
Made of rocks, as you can see, but don't let that intimidate you. You don't need to be afraid unless you're made of scissors. Just a little rock, paper, scissors joke for you.
Anyway, there's a lot of jokes in this film, a lot more than Ragnarok, and they just hit. Like every joke was just good. And this, you know, I know Marvel does a lot of weird humor here and there, but no, this film has a lot of good humor. Like I said, if you like Thor Ragnarok, you're gonna like this film because the same style carries over and it's just magical. And so, to be honest, a lot of people don't like this, but I do. And now, number 2, the length of this film is 2 hours. I mean, technically an hour and 59 minutes, but let's be honest, a lot of people expect that all Marvel movies should be 3 hours. I know we've been spoiled with Infinity War, Endgame, Spider-Man No Way Home, and maybe other movies that I can't remember. But the thing about it is that if a story is good, it doesn't have to be dragged out. And this story was good. Did it feel rushed? Not at all. This was not Multiverse of Madness. Everything flowed. Everything was in its place. Everything went along as it should. And I didn't feel like we're going from one thing to the next, to the next, to the next. And I feel like nothing was really going on. Every dialogue, every movement was planned and had a purpose with it. And that's what made this film really good for 2 hours. Could have been more? Of course. I wanted more. But up to now, that's all we got. Number 3, the playlist is fire. If you love 80s music, I'm a fan. I'm not crazy about it, but I'm a fan. And you love Guns N' Roses, this is it. You're gonna have all the hits in this movie. And I don't know why, Thor and Rock just hit it off every single time. So, you know, there you go, a clap, round of a clap for the playlist. Number 4, the action scenes, there's a lot of them. There's a lot. And you know what? I don't know if I'm the only one, but I've always been like, we have to get to the action scene. I want to see what happens in the action. I feel rushed to it. But this storyline was so good that I didn't feel like the story needed, the movie needed to be ended and get to the fighting scene. Not at all. I just felt like the fighting scenes weren't dragged out. They were sweet, short to the point. They made sense. No weird action, magic. I don't know how to explain it, where just goofy or something. It just makes sense. But the story, like I said, the storyline is so good that I wasn't rushed to get to the action scene. And the best example I have for that is usually Endgame. I want to get to the last scene where you have Captain America picking up Mjolnir. Number 5, the CGI is really good. And the thing about it, the reason why I bring this up is because the more we get into the later Marvel movies, we're getting into more futuristic, space, magic, and so they're getting very CGI dominated. And so there's one scene that always comes to mind, and I think about it every time, and it's the worst example of a CGI scene, and it's a scene from Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. Let's play that real quick. I don't know what's going on in that scene. I don't know what software they're using, but whatever Love and Thunder's using, Marvel, listen to me. Use that software, or use the software they use in No Way Home, which is just as good or even better, to be honest. But that scene in Multiverse of Madness was just so bad. I'm sorry, and I'm not trying to put you down, but it was just cringe. But in this movie, I couldn't really notice any scenes that were cringe like that in Love and Thunder. Number 6, Christian Bale is fire. He is so good. We haven't seen Christian Bale play the villain much for many roles at all. The only real one that I know or remember is American Psycho.
Hey, Paul!
If you liked him in American Psycho, gore through the roof, crazy, amazing. Because from American Psycho to this, he's had 15 years, I don't know how many years of experience, and he's just improved so much. And to be honest, it's something about Christian Bale and gore that makes you very, very relatable to him. And it's not like Thanos from Infinity War, where Thanos is just, you know, more poetic when it's words, because Christian Bale doesn't really talk in this film. He's very I'm gonna say a phrase and that's it, but it doesn't seem weird like, oh, you're not talking enough, or the villain isn't given much time on screen. It's more of a, I have a purpose, I have a reason, this is what it is, you understand, and you feel my pain. I feel your pain, bro. You made me want to fucking kill gods just like you. I understand where you're coming from, Christian Bale, and I love you. Number 7, I love the ending. It's very heartwarming. I'm not trying to spoil it for you, like I said, so I'm gonna leave it right there. But that number 7, since it's heartwarming, it goes to my first dislike in theory, right? So my first dislike in theory is that Thor has been very goofy. I'm not saying that I hate it. I'm just saying it doesn't follow the Thor from the comic books. But you know what? I'm not mad about it, because at the end of the day, I would prefer this Thor than what we got in Thor 1 and Thor 2. They were very boring, to be honest. And having this actually spices up the Marvel universe. And you know what? This is the MCU. They don't have to follow what the comic books follow. And that's good about them, because they can just do spin-offs. So that was like a mix, like and dislike at the same time. Second dislike, I wish we got more of the Olympian gods. You'll understand when you see the movie if you haven't watched it yet. And if you have, you understand what I mean. You're not given a lot of time. But you know what? The end credit scene, the second end credit scene, gives it a reason why we don't have much time with the Olympian gods. And you know what? I'm not mad about it. Spoiler alert, small spoiler alert. We're getting more Greek gods. I think that's not really a spoiler alert. That's more of everybody knows at this point, because we've gotten into primarily first, Thor. You have the Norse gods, right? And then now with Moon Knight, we got Egyptian gods, and then you also have Black Panther with the Panther god, and then now you have Greek gods, right? At some point, right? So it's basically like a small negative in a big wow. Things are gonna shape up, hopefully, for the MCU. Maybe Phase 5. Number 3, I miss Loki. It's sad. He died in Infinity War, and I get it. You can't just keep bringing them back. I don't know. I miss him. And it's not bad. It's not bad that we're missing Loki. The movie's good. So that's really it for my list. I told you there's more likes than dislikes. In total, there are 7 likes. And so the thing about it is that this film, I'm gonna give you my rating right now. It's I gave it a solid 8.5 out of 10. What doesn't make it a 10, I don't know yet. I can't tell you that. and maybe the reason why is because it wasn't anything crazy like No Way Home, where No Way Home, you had a crazy story, you had a lot of characters, and you had a big closing where you say, wow, we're moving into the next phase of Spider-Man. In this movie, you could say we're moving to the next phase of Thor, but at the same time we're not. You have to just see it to really understand where I'm coming from. But the movie's good. And that's all I have for today. I hope you enjoyed the video and have a great day. If you have any comments, hit them below. Like this video. Remember, hit the notification bell. Follow my Instagram because I always post there almost every single day. Well, have a great day. Till then.